this is probably my most looked forward to banner of the month, mostly for that white and purpley girl all the way up at the top, whose EX I pulled into tickets. Yeah, it's awesome. It's really awesome. So Freya returns with her. Prompto returns with his Lost Chapters rework, as well as Freya's rework and EX debut. So Freya's kind of. Freya should be the main character of this banner. And what I like, the little mix-up that I said before, it was on purpose. Prompto, let's actually talk about the man. Did actually get a sizable rework. He got some pretty good stuff. His Star Shell will actually now execute an HP attack with some Brave hits, followed up afterwards. His second skill did get some nice touch-ups, more Brave hits, some more potencies, and things like that. We all knew how Prompto worked from before, but if you didn't, when Prompto actually breaks a target, you will actually inflict that break mark that will glow blue on the enemy. When that is active, his HP attack and Brave attack will actually change to Crack Shot, and I believe it's Overkill for his Brave attack. His Brave attack will actually inflict a 70% attack in its plus variant, which is really potent. And his Crack Shot Plus, which he actually gains access to at 3 out of 3 after using his EX, will inflict a 3-hit 50% splash damage, ignoring defense, which is actually really cool. His EX Plus, I'm gonna be honest, is pretty standard. It's actually pretty weird to say this, but it's actually pretty standard for the most part. Like, it's been a while since I've actually said that, but he gets some potency increases. The Brave attacks are now AoE, so the HP damage will still alternate between targets, but the Brave attacks will always hit both, which is really nice. He gets access to all of his buffs besides the evasion buff at the beginning of the quest, but you still have to set that up with Star Shell. And yeah, he just gets some potency increases, access to the plus variant of Overkill and Crack Shot, which is really cool. That's pretty much it. Like I said, he really doesn't get all that much, which is kind of a surprise. Like, it's been a minute since we've actually had someone with such a standard EX Plus upgrade, but to be honest, it's really all he needed for his EX Plus. So with all of that said, how is Prompto for the Chaos era? Now, Prompto remains the Jack of all trades, master of none category that he fit before. He fulfills a lot of other roles, but he doesn't excel in them all that well. He has Brave Battery, he has tank mechanics, he has good damage, he's good solid DPS, but he's just not excelling in anything all that well. His damage is good, it's nothing really to hold in high regard. His evasion only lasts for one turn, so if you really want to continue to abuse that, you have to keep using Star Shell over and over. Same with his lock. It only lasts for one turn, so in order to continue to use that, you have to use it continuously. The Brave Battery is good, it's solid. The debuffs that he applies are pretty solid as well. The most potent one, though, is his attack down, which he gets from using his Brave attack. And while that does have a high turn rate, it's not something that you want to find yourself using too often, because then you'll be wasting turns. So, like, he does a lot of things, but he doesn't do all that well. I will say, though, for a physical attacker, he does have some pretty good stuff, as he gives a 30% physical attack up buff while applying a 40% attack up overall aura to the party. So 70% up for a physical attacker is actually pretty nice. But the thing is he's just, like I said, he's just not doing anything in any of these fields all that well. So you will need other team members to help compensate. Oh, excuse that voice crack. You will need other team members to help compensate and to make up in what he lacks. He is a good boost to a lot of these other characters who, do excel in their specific fields, but him by himself is not someone that you should run as just for these roles themselves. You do need to compensate for Prompto. With that said, I don't think he's important for the Chaos era. He's definitely usable, and I would recommend 3 out of 3ing him if you do want to build him up, as the Crack Shot Plus is a very powerful skill and helps out with his longevity a ton, giving him an extra nod onto trying to use something else rather than wasting his abilities. But Prompto can fit on almost just about any team. Physical attackers do benefit from him more, but you can fit him just about anywhere. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Moving on to the main character of the banner, I'm just going to say this. Freya was already extremely powerful. Like, if you haven't been around on the channel, I've always praised Freya in any opportunity that I absolutely could. With this rework, she actually gains access to brave hits after Race's Win, and Race's Win gets 2 additional usages, which is super nice. Her second skill, Dragon's Breath, really didn't get that much of a touch-up, just some potency increases, really. But it also did get the ability to get 3 stacks of her Dragon's Crest buff if she is attacking a target that's broken, which helps her get set up a lot more quickly, as that was one of the faults that Freya had before, because before she needed to use 3 of these in order to get up to 5 stacks. And when it gets up to 5 stacks, that's when Freya is at max capabilities. As long as she is following up on a target, 2 turns is all she needs to get that set up for you. And thanks to the EX Plus, you now no longer have to use Race's Win at the beginning of the quest, as one of the means at the beginning of the quest in order to get that up, so have access to that in the first place. Her EX is a 6-hit alternating EX that will inflict split damage on the enemy, and give her access to a new freight buff that has some pretty potent auras, and gives last stand to the entire party. She is the only character in the game that can actually do that. Her EX Plus allows her to execute her EX twice, which is amazing. That helps out her damage a lot, because without that, her EX wouldn't be all, I'm going to just be honest, it wouldn't be all that great. With this, it allows her EX to actually do damage, get some potency increases, it gets some stat increases. She starts out the quest with her Race's Wind buff and the, I think it's called Cherry Blossom. Well, no, that's her EX. Well, it allows her to start out the quest with her EX buff, and her 3 out of 3 will actually give a Brave gain to the party before any Brave hits are actually executed, which is really nice and helps Freya execute a little bit more damage, helps buff up her HP attack a little bit better, which is now a 2-hit single target HP attack that increases everyone's max Brave, increases everyone's Brave by a certain percentage based off of damage dealt, and will give her I believe it's a 20%, 10 or 20% HP regen built into her EX's frame buff. Whew! Alright, now with all of that said, how is Freya Chaos Era? Freya comes to you as a character that can literally fit on any team. She is all aura based, and while her attack aura is not the greatest, just because she's all aura based, she fits alongside of so many other characters so well. A lot of buff heavy characters too, she fits alongside perfectly. Ramza, Beatrix, other aura based characters are incredible, and she fits alongside of characters that do steal a lot of turns. One of her best friends is actually Waka. Like, these two together just make an unparalleled support duo. Like, it's just incredible. So, with a character that can fit on as many teams as she can, she does not slouch at all in the damage department, with her Dragon Bread still being a pseudo-EX ability, giving her a stackable frame buff that gets her attack up pretty high, so she's hitting really good numbers. Her EX, while not the hardest hitting EX, gives her access to a frame buff that can save the party in many situations. Honestly, if you're expecting me to not say she's important, you're crazy. Freya is absolutely important for the Chaos Era. A character that has such utility that, like she does, that can actually service so many teams like she does. Honestly, there's nothing else that I can say but her being important. Freya fulfills many team slots, and can actually be a staple for you in practically all of your teams. A team that I'm going to be running is Zac, Ramza, and Freya. Like, honestly, I feel like I'm unbeatable with that kind of a team. Zac for heavy damage, Freya for good damage, Ramza for incredible support, Freya to back up more support. Zac already has some solid auras. They're really just there beefing up Zac to untold proportions. And with Zac's character boards, I feel like I will not lose. Obviously, if the Chaos allows me to run Zac. But, again, my point stands. Freya just fits so well everywhere, and honestly has one of the best support type kits, as she runs perfectly alongside of so many other characters, especially since she's so aura based. So definitely, she is 100% important to the Chaos era. I do firmly believe that. I think she is one of the 3 top contenders of the most important characters of this month. I will stand by that. Definitely 3 out of 3 here if you do choose to build her up. Honestly, I couldn't imagine you doing any less, because the increased HP regen does help her out a lot, because her HP regen is kind of mediocre without the 3 out of 3 buff. But anyway, guys, that'll pretty much do it for me on this one. As always, though, before we close out, I want to give a big shout out to the Tonberry Troop for the lovely infographics displayed in this video. I have found out that they do have a website, and as well as the 2 social media platforms I keep tossing out there, Facebook and Reddit. So go give them a like, go give them a follow on anything out there. They are a wonderful group of people, and I will continue to say this because they are phenomenal. And I use their infographics, so I have to give them a shout out, because they're just great regardless. Even if I wasn't, I would probably still continue to give them a shout out at this point in time on our videos. But that'll wrap it up for this one. A quick recap: Freya is important, Prompto unfortunately is not, but still a good character and can fit on a lot of teams. So this banner is really there just for Freya, but I do recommend pulling onto this banner. Freya is phenomenal, and Prompto, while not as great, can still hold its own and can assist you in a lot of your team times. But that'll pretty much wrap it up for me on this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.